Good morning, myself Vandana Sharma, Assistant Professor CDOE, Jaipur National University welcomes you all in the first session of BCA Semester 2, Introduction to Web Development. In this session, we will be focusing on the basic concept of World Wide Web, the key components such as web, websites, web browsers, URL, web servers, and understanding the concept of internet and all related terms to it. Now let's begin with the session. First of all, we will start with the concept of internet. You all know internet is the worldwide network of computers. Without internet, nowadays you cannot even think of our life. Nobody can think of our life without the internet. We have been so habitual, so addicted to all this technique because it has connected all over the world in a small, within a seconds you can connect to the any part of the world. Whatever you want to do, you can do it. So let's start with the concept. What is internet? Internet is the worldwide network of computers connected to the, which enables all the device connected to each other, and it allow us, what is the basic purpose? The basic purpose behind the internet is sharing the information, sharing the resources from one medium to the another medium, one channel to the another channel. So communication is the basic purpose, sharing the information and access the wide range of services. So internet is network of computers across the world. Now, what is the World Wide Web? WWW stands for World Wide Web. This is the linked document accessed via the internet, and for the World Wide Web we need a web browser. You can see this diagram. All over the world computers are connected to each other. These linked document connects the hypertext documents through the internet, so you can get the information from any part of the world. Then we have, now when we talk about internet, there are three other terms related to it: internet, intranet and the extranet. First of all, we will discuss about the internet. Internet is the, just now we have discussed, connection of network of computers which connects all over the world to share the information and share the resources. Now the second part of internet is the intranet. What does the intranet means? Intranet is a, like as in the internet we have connected all over the world. It is not restricted to a specific area. Anywhere you can connect to the internet, you can connect to the computers. When we come to the point intranet, in the intranet, it is a private networks of computer. It is restricted to a particular organization. Like a company is there, it is a university campus, it is a production company. A company is there where they have created their private network to share the information and to share the resources between only the authorized people of that particular company, their employees and some people, those who are connected with them. So what is the difference between internet and intranet is, intranet is the public and intranet is a private network restricted to a specific organization, a specific campus, to their employees only. Now what happened? The third concept is the extranet. What is the extranet? When we are working in the intranet, a specific company internet calls intranet. A specific private network is the campus, a company, a production company, a office is the intranet. Now suppose this particular private company, this company is dealing with some suppliers, some customers, some partners are there. Now this company wants to add these partners, these suppliers, these dealers in the network. So that means we are extending our network from our specific company to, we are giving some people are there. Their suppliers, their customers will be there. Now these customers and suppliers will be added to our network. They have become the part of our private network, means we have extended our network. That extension becomes the extranet. So, three things are there: internet, which is the public for all; intranet is the private network of computers where only some specific employees, restricted, authorized people can get the connection; and extranet is the extended by the intranet for their suppliers, their customers, their vendors. So, I think you must have understand the concept. You can, this is the another diagram, this is the cycle to understand the concept of internet, intranet and extranet. Now, in this diagram you can see, the first of all we have internet, which is public for all, the topmost. Without intranet, this extranet and intranet even not possible. Because first of all we will get connected to the intranet, then within this internet we will create our private network. Okay. So, we have created the intranet. Intranet can be created with the help of the LAN. We will discuss about the LAN, local area network, smallest network of computer. We will discuss about it in these other slides. So, this is the private network. Intranet is the private network where only the specific employees of that particular company can get into it, can get the access of that network. Now, this particular company is dealing with some suppliers, some partners, some customers. Now, for their business purposes, to share the information and to work with them for their business, they need these suppliers, these partners and these customers to be added in their network. So, that becomes the extranet, extended version of the internet. So, now you must have understood internet is public, intranet is a private network, and when we extend our intranet, that becomes the extranet. So, I think you must have understood the concept. Now, just we will focus on some key points of intranet. What are the key points of intranet are? First of all, the basic purpose of intranet is to share the information. It is a private network. It is used for communication within their people, within their all the employees of their company. These employees share their data and information. The purpose is the collaboration also. Collaboratively they are working in a particular project, they are working for a particular company. So, they will access all the information, and access can be done only on the specific employees. So, that becomes the intranet. I think now you must have understood the concept of intranet. Now, we will discuss about the some basic other terms related to the internet. That is the, first of all, we will discuss about what are the hyperlinks. When we talk about the internet, we talk about World Wide Web. We get our information on the internet in form of websites. What are the websites? Websites are collection of information on the internet. It is like, you can call them e-books. Websites are like e-books. Like in the library, you can compare it with the example of library. In the library, you have multiple hard copies, multiple books are there. That is the previous authentic way of working. Nowadays platform has changed, the way of working has changed because of this internet technology. So now the books have been converted in e-books, electronic books. These electronic books are, you can call them like these are websites. A website contains information on internet on a specific topic. A website can be a commercial website for a particular company, a e-commerce website where they are working for buying and selling the products. Website can be of educational services for a particular university, for the schools, for the others purposes where they share their courses and the resources. So website is basically a collection of information. Now this collection of information is there in form of navigation between web pages. This navigation can be done with the help of hyperlinks. We click on the hyperlinks and we get connected, we get other pages opened on the screen. Then we have URL. URL is the Uniform Resource Locator. It is the complete address of a website. Then the web browsers. Now we were discussing about the e-books, where these e-books will be opened, where you will open them. You will open them in the Word, in the Excel, in WPS. No, there is a software. These softwares are known as the web browsers. Web browsers are the platforms which displays your websites or web pages on the screen. This is the software access and display the web pages. Now we have the concept how this web works. Your web is working on the client server model. When we are working in internet, when we are working World Wide Web, the basic concept is client server model. Basically what is happening behind, two systems are there. Whether we are working in a school, in an office, in a specific room or all over the world, the basic thing what is happening is we are sharing information from one channel to the another through the mediums like cables and wires, sometimes satellite, sometimes the internet. So this client server model is two computers. One is the person who is sending the information and the another is the person who is receiving the information. And in other case, one is the person who is asking for, who is sending the request, and another who is responding to the request. So that system is known as, that technique is known as client server model. In the client server model, two things will be there always. One is the client computer and another is the server computer. Two computers are there. One is sharing the information, another one is responding and opening the request. You can understand this, you will understand it better with the help of the example. Now in this, internet is the communication way. This is the server computer and these are three clients. Clients can be your desktop, your laptop and your smartphones. These three devices, any devices can become the client. So these are the devices which are sending the request and this server is responding to the request and opening the request, displaying the output of the request on the screen. Then we will discuss about types of computer network. Now the first type of network is PAN. PAN is the personal area network. This is the smallest network of computers where devices can be connected within the 10 meters of area. This smallest network of computer uses the technology Bluetooth connection, wireless fidelity. With the help of this Bluetooth technology within the 10 meters of area, you can share the information from one smartphone to the another smartphone. You can use headphones, you can use printers, you can use your smartphones, laptop, printer, desktop, camera. All these things can be connected with the help of by just connecting the Bluetooth. Like in the car you are sitting and you are playing the music with the help of your phone connecting to your car drives. So this is the smallest area of network where Bluetooth technology, with the help of Bluetooth technology, you can share the information within the 10 meters of area. Now the next second type of network is the local area network, the most popular network which is used in all the offices, schools, educational areas are there. This is the local area network, LAN. LAN is the second type of network which provides high speed communication because it covers in the small area from 1 to 2 kilometer within the area. The small geographical area is there, like within a building, within an office, within the school, everywhere the network is done with the help of the cables and wires, and the device is router. So you can say your home Wi-Fi connection within the computer labs in the school, in the university campuses and in the offices within a small area. All the computers are connected to each other with the help of cables and wires, with the help of routers, and the purpose is they share their multiple devices and resources between the students, between their employees. Now the third is the metropolitan area network. Metropolitan area network is the another example of network where computers covers a city or the large campus and higher speed than the wide area network. Your metropolitan area network provides the higher speed than the internet wide area network and lower speed as compared to the local area network, because as the area is increased, then the speed of communication will be little decreased. And it can be a connection of multiple LAN, like in a campus, two labs are there. We have connected each lab with the help of the local area network. Then finally these three labs will be connected to each other. That becomes the MAN. So multiple LAN can make a MAN. Multiple local area networks can create one metropolitan area network. Then we have wide area network, for which we are discussing from the beginning. Internet is the largest network of computer which connects your entire world to the each other. It irrespective of a small village, country, town, everywhere you can get connected to each other with the help of the internet. This is the largest network of computers. Now we will discuss about a comparative study for multiple types of networks. Here we have types of computer network. First of all, we will discuss about the smallest, that is the PAN, personal area network. It is the wearable technology, a body sensor network is there, and it is a home network within the small area with the help of the smartphones. With the help of Bluetooth technology, we share the information. The second one is the local area network, which provides the Wi-Fi network, small business networks, and internet network in the offices, schools and the campus. Then we have third one is the metropolitan area network, a university campus network where multiple LANs can be connected, make a MAN. A municipal Government network can be used, and it can be a local ISP also, Internet Service Provider. It's the organization which provides the internet services to the specific private companies and organizations. Then we have largest network of computer is the wide area network. The internet, military satellite network is there, national banking network it can also be called. Now, there are some basic other terms related to the internet are, we will discuss about this. First of all, we have the browser. Browser is the software which provides the platform where all websites will be displayed and opened by it. And it is the application that allow user to access and interact with content on the World Wide Web, including the web pages, videos and images. Multiple media are there to display your information. Now the next term is the download. Download is the term which is used for transferring your data from internet to the local computer system. It is the process of transferring the data and files from remote server to the local device. Then we have email. Email is the system, it is the technique for sending and receiving messages digitally from one network to the another channel, one person to the another person. Now the next is the home page. Home page is the first page of the website. When we talk about the website is the collection of information, it can be called as e-books. We have also earlier discussed about it. Now, as in your book, we have an index page. That index page provides you information about the entire book. What are the syllabus, what are the chapters, what are the topics the book is covering, and which chapter is placed on which particular page. So that is the basically a index page which connects us to the all other pages to your book. In the same way, this is the website. In the website we have home page. Home page is the main or starting page of a website which typically displays link to the other sections. Your home page provides all the links to the other web pages. What are the services, what are the resources are provided by that particular websites. If it is a university website, educational based website, then their courses, their services, their study material, registration form, links are there. All basic things are available on the first home page. So it can be called as the index page also, which plays a very important role in the website. Your home page should be very interactive. Then we have HTML. Now these web pages will be created in the other sessions. So how you will create the web pages? Web pages will be created with the help of a language, hypertext markup language. Then we have a network protocols are there. HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. Now on the internet, what is happening? We are sharing the information from one computer to the another. So these information can be shared by using the protocols on the internet. These protocols are known as set of rules. Every protocol has assigned a task, a term related to it for which it has been assigned. Like HTTP is the protocol which is for transferring hypertext request and response over the internet. Then the hypertext. On the websites, we have multiple website contains the information. Now in the information, you have to click on the particular hypertext and you will get connected to the another page. That specific text is known as the hypertext. They are always in the blue color and they are underlined. When you move your mouse pointer over it, it is converted in the hand shape. So it shows that it is a hypertext document which will connect to the specific another web page. Now we have search engines. Search engines, these are help to users for information and internet by searching keywords and phrases. TCP/IP is the another protocol. They work in the combination for transferring file from one computer to the another over a network. Transmission control protocol, and IP stands for internet protocol. Then we have URL. URL is the complete address of a website, uniform resource locator like www.amazon.com, flipkart.com. So that is the complete address of a website. www, we have already discussed about it, a system of interlinked hypertext document accessed via the internet on a browser. Now we have another networks. FTP is the another protocol, file transfer protocol, used for transferring files. Yes, FTP is the another protocol used for transferring file between computers over a network. Telnet is the protocol used for remotely accessed the other devices on a network. Video conferencing is the way of face-to-face communication over a network. The news groups are the online forums where people can share their ideas and respond to the others' ideas. It is like a place, it is like a platform where people can discuss about the specific messages on specific current topics. Political issues and their personal views and ideas can be shared. The platform is known as the news groups. Now we come about the HTML. We discuss about history of the HTML. HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. Hypertext Markup Language was initially developed by Sir Tim Berners-Lee in late 1991. It was designed as a standard language for creating, formatting documents on the World Wide Web. The websites and web pages which we are discussing, these web pages will be created using the language that is Hypertext Markup Language. Then hypertext, we must first examine the idea of hypertext in order to comprehend the origin of HTMLs. Early 20th century pioneers like Vannevar Bush proposed the concept of tying information together through hypertext, envisioning mimics machine that could organize enormous volumes of information using linked microfilm. So basically this is the hypertext which connects from one page to the another page, and that hypertext documents can be created with the help of the language HTML, Hypertext Markup Language. Now we will discuss about when the HTML was released, what was the version there. HTML was started in 1993, HTML1. Then the another version of HTML was introduced in 1995. Then the another latest versions are the updated version of the previous one with some advanced features. Then 1997 we started with the HTML3, and in the same year we updated the another version, we launched with the another version, that was the HTML4, and then the HTML5 we started with the 2014, and we are working currently in this. Evolution of HTML features from HTML1 to HTML5. We will discuss about the features, what is the difference in the features. Like in the beginning what was the image features, and right now what features we have added on. So image tag is also available in all the kinds of version. Paragraph tag is also available. Paragraph element in HTML is used to represent a paragraph of text on a web page. Then headings are there, heading from H1 to H6. These are the different levels of heading. H1 is the higher size and H6 is the lowest size. From H1 to H6, we have 6 levels of headings with the different sizes. As per your requirement, you can choose any one from them. Then we have addresses. Addresses, like we need to give the URL. Address plays a very important role in the websites, because in the websites we need to link from one page to the another, because suppose we are on, right now we are on page number 1 and I need to get and I need to open some information on page number 50. So if you will scroll it down till 50, it will take a time, and it is not the appropriate way to do it. What should be? There should be a technique of hyperlink. There should be a text, a button on page number 1. By clicking on that particular one page, specific button, you should get the page number 15 open on the screen within the seconds. So that is the hyperlink. Hyperlink means connecting from one page to the another. This is called link. This link can be created using HTML by using the hypertext markup language anchor tag. These tags will be discussing in the another sessions of this HTML programming, that is the anchor tag. So, I think you all have understood the basic concept of World Wide Web. What is the internet? What are the different types of internet? And after that we discussed about multiple types of network according to the geographical area they covered. Then after that we have discussed about the history and some basic of HTML. Now in the another sessions we will be starting with the web development. We will be doing the HTML programming. That's all for today's session. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.